But
I'm also wearing red.
You're just so excited because you're in mid-season form already.
I am in mid-season form, and this might be my favorite week one that I've ever seen.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
There's bangers everywhere.
Are you talking
bad
betting-wise?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm not talking about sitting down and watching
Thank
it.
you. Because
there's a handful of games that I'll be interested to watch.
I've seen some spinning going on in the media about these, and obviously, they work in the media, they write for the media, so they want to pump these up and boost the TV numbers. I get it. This is not a good week one. I don't feel like.
You've got a couple that are really good. Week one usually is just god-awful. So, I mean,
but I feel like we have one. We had one like 2 years ago that was perfect. And it was just banger after banger after banger. Every time slot had a no-doubter, I got to watch this game. I feel like you have that twice this weekend. I mean, we're all gonna watch. Those of us who have been starved for the last 32 weeks for college football, we're going to consume this Sunday or this weekend's product like you drinking from a fire hose, because it's what we do.
Oh, no, I mean, look, you've got good games in every window. There is a story or something that's at least palatable to watch in every single window of the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight, you get to see a great upset that will be detailed in very short order. Tomorrow, you get to see if Coach Prime is going to be any good.
Right.
I'm going to venture a guess that he's not. And then you got the Mayonnaise Bowl.
South Carolina, North Carolina, I still maintain I feel like that's going to be. What is the over-under on that? Whatever it is, just over.
Carolina, South Carolina?
Yeah.
64.5.
Over.
I tend to agree
over,
with you.
because you could put it at 80, and I'd go over.
I tend to agree with you.
I don't think either of these teams are going to be able to stop each other. South Carolina may be better defensively than North Carolina is, but I think that's how much better North Carolina is offensively than South Carolina is.
Oof, I vehemently disagree with you on this game. But we'll talk about that later on.
Really? Where am I wrong? Is it lopsided to you?
Lopsided? No. It's not lopsided. It's just I don't. Well, no, I mean, I agree with you on the over. That's not my problem. You keep saying how much better Carolina is offensively than South Carolina.
Yeah.
That's where you lose me.
I see what you're saying.
South Carolina added a lot of talent. And look, I've always said, you take a mediocre quarterback and put really good talent around him, it'll be crazy how quickly you'll go, look at the improvement of Spencer Rattler.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. Didn't mean to say a name there.
And the closer and closer that we get to that game, which you will hear right here on ESPN Asheville tomorrow night at 6:30. Pre-game starts 7:30 is the kickoff at Bank of America Stadium. More and more, the closer and closer we look at that, the closer and closer I'm going, I don't like it. Because it does stack up to be the letdown.
Oh, beyond
if you're
going to
suffer the early season letdown, this is the game. This is the game to do it in. You know, we used to have verbs and talked about big games that couldn't be won. Richting was a verb for Georgia for years. Clemsoning.
Clemsoning.
Do you remember Clemsoning?
I do.
Before they made, 4 college football playoffs in a row, or 4 out of 5, or whatever it was, won 2 national championships. It was always about Dabo can't win the big game. Clemson just falls on their face. North Carolina football has had that forever.
Yes.
Forever. And it hasn't gone away. Goes back to the conversation we were having earlier in the week where, Jeremy, you were saying things are going to get uncomfortable in Chapel Hill if Mac Brown can't produce a respectable season. And when I say respectable, I mean 3 losses and a big-time bowl game. That's the bar, right? You need to go back to the Orange Bowl.
I don't think that's in the cards. I mean, if that's what anybody's expecting, I think this season's already a loss for
I mean,
you.
if we finish 3rd, maybe. depending on how well Clemson and Florida State do. The big bowls might still be in the offing.
You're not the third best team in this conference.
Yeah, I don't know that.
I'm not sure
I don't agree with you on that.
I'm not sure you're the third best team in the state.
Oh, behind who?
Duke is the obvious one.
Okay.
Oh, wait. I believe that might be coming up in Bangerstown.
Okay. Duke's 1 in the state power poll?
It would be for me.
Okay. Who's 2?
I mean, look, you can't be I heard you talking with Jones Angel yesterday, and I felt like Jones wanted to just chime in and go, look, defensively, we just got to hope that it's better than it was last year.
Yes.
They were one of the 5 worst teams defensively, and no matter what metric you look at. I don't know that you have the weapons to keep up with people now that there's no Josh Downs. You don't have the transfer who's for some reason ineligible.
Yeah, maybe.
I didn't know we still did that. Maybe
he'll be coming back. They do the second time. If you transfer a second time, that's when they can block you. That's when you can't play immediately. Although this is a major gray area case, and they could win on appeal at any moment. So they could have him back. But I get what you're saying. But when you have Drake May back there, he's going to make the weapons look better.
Mm-hmm.
What?
You have a lot more faith in Drake May than I do.
Absolutely, I do. I have just as much faith in Drake May as I ever did in Sam Howell. And he carried that team when there were injuries for the Stars. But that was part of
it. The supporting cast for Sam Howell was markedly better. There's no De'Ami Brown. There is no Daz Newsome.
That you know of yet.
Yeah.
Got a lot of new faces, and we'll see. We'll see if they can come out on top this weekend. It's not a given by any stretch. I think that will, other than Florida State LSU, that will be the best game of the weekend.
It should be, yes. I'm not sure that it will be. There is a path to me that this goes really badly.
For North Carolina?
Yes. This is one of those teams that I'm just sitting back objectively because I don't have a dog in the Carolina fight. But I'm looking at this going, where are you better than you were last year? You lose all these players, and we brought in some transfers. Woo. So you think they're better than what you had. I keep coming back to Gene Chizik just going, you're not good at this. You're not. And the Phil Longo thing, I never really liked him. I hear a lot of promising things about him out of Wisconsin, and I don't really understand why. I always thought play call-wise, he was maddening. So, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Carolina comes out and just does what they want to. I would not look for it.
All right, Carolina and Carolina, Bank of America Stadium, Saturday night. Again, pregame starts here on ESPN Asheville at 6:30. Kickoff set for 7:30. You give much hope to your fighting Mike Houstons at Michigan this weekend?
I resisted the urge to put that in the bangers. I stared at it and stared at it and stared at it.
36 is a lot.
Well, your top 3 receivers and your number 1 running back's gone. And your first game with this, and your quarterback, by the way, and this new combination of talent, your first game is against the team that I think is going to win the national title. So that's less than ideal. But I did look at it repeatedly. I've got a couple 30-plus point bangers coming up, but that's not one. That's probably going to end really badly. And I love Mike to death. I think he will keep it competitive, not the right word.
I was going to say.
It won't be the bloodletting that some people think it will be.
It won't be a 40-point, 50-point spread.
Well, they're a 36-point dog.
Yeah.
It could be a 50-point spread.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it'll be a stereotypical.
Then let me ask you this. Who loses by more this weekend? Is it the East Carolina Pirates, or is it the Western Carolina Catamounts when they face off against Arkansas?
Oh, I'll go Western Carolina.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm going to say that's not going to go well.
That's a lot.
Arkansas is the team that in the SEC that everybody just doos on, and I don't really know why. They may have the best quarterback in that conference. That is entirely possible.
KJ Jefferson season.
I loved him last year. You know that.
Yep. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM at 1400. You want to make some money this weekend. 3 sets of bangers coming up for you over the program here. One of them coming up next. It's time for the brand new Only Bangers.
At Ingles, we're proud to sponsor area athletics at all levels. Whether we're building new fields for T-ball, celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park. We're here for the fans. No one gets the dedication to the home team like you guys. And we've got all the sports you can handle. It's all in the bag. Ingles. Low prices. Love the savings.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt-Zach with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
Are you Beer City's best fantasy football player? Your chance to prove it is back. The Sportsocracy's Battle for the Belt is back for year 2 with 2 ways to win. Our standard contest and the new Eliminator Challenge for the most hardcore of football fans. Play fantasy football with us every week of the NFL season and compete for a cause with proceeds benefiting Eblen Charities St. Nicholas Project. Register today at thesportsocracy.com and take your shot at the title of Beer City's fantasy football champion.
You need some pom-poms in here, man. Let's go.
This Saturday, the CW is your new home for college football.
Hey, ACC fans, we're coming to the CW.
All your favorite teams.
Go Eagles.
Go Tigers.
Go Blue Devils.
All your favorite players.
I'm just excited to play football again with my guys. It's a totally different energy this year. It's so much fun.
All ready to make history.
We're excited to get to work.
13 unforgettable games.
Are you ready?
And it all kicks off Saturday.
Put the pads on and get after it.
Catch ACC football live Saturday on the CW.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Let's take a moment to appreciate our sweet children, loving grandparents, and eternal soulmates. Now let's use them to save money on wireless. Because with the Straight Talk Silver Plan, you get 4 lines for just $25 a month with unlimited data and no contracts. So add those human pawns, loved ones, and save money. Thanks, kids. They're finally worth it. Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Get 4 lines on Silver Unlimited for $25 per line per month, plus taxes and fees. For data management practices and additional terms, visit straighttalk.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
If this were a Reese's TV ad, you'd be staring at a Reese's peanut butter cup. And sure, my voice is peanut buttery smooth, but still, you need to see the peanut butter cups, right? No? I can really just say Reese's and you'll go get some? Okay, Reese's. 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 Really working, actually. Reese's. Reese's. I'm on to something. Reese's. Reese's. Reese's.
Everybody else seems to be making money on OnlyFans, so I figured we would change this segment to Only Bangers, because these are the ones that, frankly, you just put that bet out there and you know it's going to pay off. First, Miami is a 17-point favorite against Miami, but not the good one. I understand they get their quarterback back, and I get that Miami was not particularly good last year, but 17 is disrespectful, and that's coming from a Florida State fan. Give me the Hurricanes minus 17. TCU's a 20.5-point favorite at home against Coach Prime in Colorado. I cannot wait to watch TCU humble him. After all the nonsense about I'm not a Seminole, I want to see TCU beat Colorado 66-4. And I'm not sure it's not going to happen. But I will tell you this, and I'll tell you this with confidence. They're going to beat Colorado, and they're going to beat them savagely. Give me TCU minus 20.5. Next, Rocky Top, 28-point favorite at home against Virginia. They may cover that in the first quarter. Tennessee scores at will, and Virginia doesn't have a plus player on the whole roster. I've never seen a Power 5 roster this bad. Tennessee is going to win and win large. I don't care about clock rules, and I don't care how bad Tennessee's defense is. Give me Rocky Top, minus 28. Ohio State's a 30-point favorite against Indiana. But Jeremy, you don't give out numbers that big. You're right. Usually I don't. Indiana won't even tell you who their kicker is for a competitive advantage. Ryan Day is going to prove a point. Ohio State by 1 billion. And finally, it's a staple. It's the achy breaky, no mistakey. UCLA, the fighting Chip Kellys, or a 14-point favorite at home against Coastal Carolina. I got news for you. Jamie Chadwell done RUNNOFT, and Coastal Carolina is not going to look the same. UCLA will get anything and everything they want. UCLA minus the 14, it's going to be a lot more than that. Take all those wagers to betus.com. Use our promo code Sportsocracy to get a 125% deposit match on your initial deposit. That's just free money for all the bangers that we throw out all year long.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
High pressure dominates our weather here for the holiday weekend. Lots of sunshine, a little warmer Saturday, heating up even more for Sunday and Labor Day. Fair to partly cloudy skies here tonight. Patchy fog late, mid-50s. Patchy morning fog force on Saturday. Otherwise, mix of clouds and sun. Afternoon highs in the low to mid-80s. Mix of clouds and sunshine for Sunday. Afternoon highs in the middle to upper 80s. And for Labor Day, sunshine. Highs approaching 90. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone at the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you earned doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
New Kentucky Fried Chicken Nuggets. This back-to-school season, get your family a 10-piece of KFC's original recipe chicken nuggets for just $5. Tender, juicy, hand-breaded, made with 100% white meat. You've never had nuggets like these. That's finger-licking good.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. Okay, easy now. You're teaching your kid how to parallel park. Ouch! Turns out he likes to do it by feel. Don't worry, eBay Motors has bumpers, taillights, trunk lids, license plate holders, 122 million parts. Pull up just a little bit. And headlights. They've got lots of headlights. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
All across the Tar Heel State, this is Carolina football.
Stepping through a tackle and stepping to the end zone. It is pouring points in Chapel Hill. Holy cow, Carolina's going to win!
The season kicks off in Charlotte against South Carolina on Saturday, September 2nd. Pre-game coverage starts at 6:30, kickoff at 7:30 on your home for Carolina football.
Asheville's home for the Tar Heels is ESPN Asheville.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. The Atlantic Coast Conference reaching the Pacific Coast. The ACC inviting Stanford, Cal, and SMU to the league. The additions will be in all sports beginning in the 2024-2025 school year and will bring the conference to 18 members, 17 of which will play football full-time in the league. Following the mass exodus of the Pac-12, Stanford and Cal had no choice, notes ESPN's Damian Woody.
This was kind of the logical move for Stanford and Cal after they were kind of left behind by some of the other schools in the Pac-12. So, you know, it is what it is, man. It's all about realignment and money. That's what college football is all about.
Damian Woody on Canty and Carlin. Sources tell ESPN's Chris Lowe, Alabama quarterback Jalen Milroe starts tomorrow's season opener against Middle Tennessee. Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce made a plea to teammate Chris Jones to return to the Chiefs. On his latest podcast with his brother Jason, Travis asked for Jones to come back, added the Chiefs need him. He also called Jones the best defensive player in the NFL right now. Jones recently said he will continue his contract holdout until Week 8.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman. ESPN Radio has an all-new morning show. It's me, Chris Canty, and Evan Cohen. We get things started Tuesday, September 5th. Tune in 6 to 10 a.m. Eastern Time, weekdays on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Green, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy, presented by Ingles Supermarkets.
It is the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400. We're heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app and seen everywhere on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel so you can join us in the chat. It is a
Football Friday.
It is indeed. We got bangers at the end of every hour. Jeremy just gave you the first set.
They're up on the screen on the YouTube channel now. Somebody said that I need to step my game up with graphics, so there you go.
Stepping it up.
Hey.
I thought they were awesome. What's wrong with the graphics?
I didn't put up the picks from last week because it was, Jacksonville State. And look, I have every D1 college team's logo on my computer. Don't have that one. But I do have all the ones for this week because I didn't have to deep dive nearly as far this week as I did last week.
Yes, indeed. All the bangers coming your way for college football over the weekend. Let's talk some NFL, though, because do you remember last football season when we were coming up on the NFL trade deadline, and I said, I know this sounds crazy, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, despite the fact that we have Tom Brady still on the team, this should be the opportunity for Jason Licht to clear house. Just be done with it. You're not going to compete anyway, right? We knew Tom Brady and the Bucs were not going anywhere in the playoffs. It was not going to happen. They limped to a division win last year. And now you've been given an ultimatum by your franchise player. When Tom Brady stepped out that door, that now became Mike Evans' team.
Okay.
Yeah. I was going to say, you got another one? Is there another
I don't
name?
know that
Is
you
there
have
another
one.
leader?
I don't know that a 31-year-old receiver is who I'm calling my franchise player.
He's the only thing you got.
He's got 1 foot in the grave and 1 foot on a banana peel in terms of his time in Tampa Bay.
Well, he does now because Mike Evans has alerted the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that they have just a few short days to give him a new deal. He's in the last year of a 5-year deal, and he wants a new one. And he's given him until week 1. So I guess this is kickoff of week 1. He wants a deal in place because he says he wants to finish out his career in a place where he knows he's wanted and somebody who's going to help him win another Super Bowl. Well, that's not Tampa Bay.
No, because you're not winning another Super Bowl. This was a really nice way of Mike Evans saying, hey, so this training camp felt a lot like the Jameis Winston years where we were completely irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to overpay me, cool, but I know you're not going to. And to me, it makes him one of the most interesting players in the NFL because of how many high-end contenders could use him.
Mm-hmm. I'm staring at the Kansas City Chiefs.
I'm not.
I am.
That was the one you said, and I'll be honest with you, I don't think he fits there. Doesn't fit the scheme. They like fast receivers. He is not that.
Mm-hmm.
He is a big-bodied receiver. I've already got one of those. It's Travis Kelce.
Still pretty fast. Not as fast.
By comparison.
He's not like Rashee Rice fast.
No, he's mid 4.5s at this point.
But he's pretty fast. He can get separation.
It's fine.
He can play big in the red zone.
To me, he does not. In terms of spending the money, Kansas City, to me, him and DeAndre Hopkins are very close to each other. And they grizzled at that aggressively. So I can't see that they're going to pony up, especially having to give up some kind of draft asset.
Mm-hmm.
That's not who I was really talking about. I was talking about these teams that have Super Bowl aspirations, but I have slight issue with their receiving corps.
Like who?
The New York Jets were the first one that came to my mind.
Okay.
Because you've got Garrett Wilson and then what? Allen, the old Lazard King.
Mm-hmm.
And I like him. Don't get me wrong.
Or not Tom Brady. Aaron Rodgers' favorite.
Yeah, and Mecole Hardman and 3 rookies. Woo! It's just not doing. It's not doing a lot for me.
Right.
I look at the New York Giants. I'm not saying they have Super Bowl aspirations. They have playoff aspirations. You don't have a number one receiver. Your number one receiver is Darren Waller.
Mm-hmm. And with as much play action as they're going to play with Brian Daboll, you could use a big-bodied receiver like Mike Evans.
doubt.
Mike Evans and Darren Waller. What a hell of a tandem that would be in the red zone.
I mean, that's the thing. Name me the 3, though. All right, so you get past those 2.
I guess it's Wandale.
No. Name me the third team that would be interested in Mike Evans.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Because you're going to have to pay an aging receiver on a very high side. And I got news for you. There's another receiver in a kind of similar situation that is better, and the contract's probably going to be more palatable.
Okay.
It's Devontae Adams. Those are the 2 names that until the trade deadline passes, we're not going to stop talking about. Because Mike Evans came out and he laid down the gauntlet today.
Yes.
Of, I'm out of here.
No, give me a new contract by week 1, or I will play elsewhere in 2024.
And the new contract's not coming.
Yeah, no negotiations will happen after week 1.
I mean, and to me, that's just basically a glorified, nice way of saying bye.
Yes. I mean,
because if you were even remotely close, you wouldn't have said that out loud.
Mm-mm.
So the contract's not happening. The question is, what happens from there? And now I'm almost to the point of whichever one of you acts first is who will come out of this the best, whether it's the Raiders or the Tampa Bay Bucks.
How about that third team being the Detroit Lions?
I don't mind that. I almost feel like if you do that, you're admitting that you made a mistake with Jameson Williams. Which, oh, by the way, I'll go ahead and tell you, you did. I mean, I don't even think it's a debate. You took him ahead of Chris Olave.
Well, I get that.
Dumb. And I thought I was down on Olave by comparison. I had him ahead of Jameson Williams pretty comfortably.
Mm-hmm. But
I don't mind it with Detroit.
You don't think he can salvage anything? You think he's cooked already?
I didn't say he couldn't salvage anything. I said you're going to regret that you traded up to get him.
Okay.
And you took him over a receiver that is 8 steps ahead of him right now.
Mm-hmm. You're right now.
Absolutely. I mean, New Orleans sits back and goes, hey, thank you for that. We're really glad you did that because he is the best weapon on this team, and it's not really all that close.
I wouldn't see that as them tapping out on Jameson Williams or admitting that they made a mistake with Jameson Williams.
I would, because at that point now he's no better than your third.
For now.
It's not really a for now because Mike Evans has already said, I'm going to need a new deal.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to have to pay him for at least 2 years on top of this year. And with could I see Detroit doing it? Yes. You have to understand how that's going to play.
Mm-hmm. I look around the NFL, and I don't know that I see really anybody else.
There's not a lot.
That makes a lot of sense.
There's not a lot.
Contenders that need a player like that?
There's not a lot, which is what makes me really think that there's a great chance that the 2 New York teams go to each Tampa Bay and the Raiders and go, you have nowhere to turn but to us.
Right. Let's have one of them.
Devontae ends up with the Jets, and Mike Evans goes to the Giants.
And then the Jets become absolutely terrifying. And
good.
And the New York Giants, I believe, will start putting the fear of God in the Dallas Cowboys. Because they don't right now. If you had another weapon, if you had a guy like Devontae Adams, or you had a guy like Mike Evans,
I certainly think it would
make
make
things
it closer.
uncomfortable. Yeah, that would make things uncomfortable.
I also love that that Dallas was your off the jump.
Well, because I feel like Philadelphia is ahead of Dallas. They're the better team than Dallas, and I know
just dog walks them. They're way out there.
No,
okay, that's the way you made that
but
sound.
But you have to get up the pecking order, right? I mean, it's like the AFC East. Like last year, the situation that we had with what we thought at the beginning of the season with the Jets trying to chase down the top of that division. Well, you gotta make Miami uncomfortable or New England uncomfortable before you can make Buffalo uncomfortable. That's the only thing I was getting at there. The Philadelphia, to me, they win this division. I don't know that it'll be comfortable. It might be by a game or two. But, yeah, I think adding a superstar wide receiver, that could be big for the New York Giants. Big in that division. It definitely separates you from the Washington Commanders.
No doubt.
Who are already, in my opinion, staring up at the other three in the division. The Bucs are at that point of we got to decide what we're going to do.
Well, you're at the fire sale point, right? Because you can't. And this is, you and I have talked about this before. I don't understand how you got to this point because there's really no surviving this for anybody in the building. Mm-hmm. Tampa Bay right now has to be the most uncomfortable building in the NFL because everybody's looking around going, "Where are we all going to be a year from now?" Now, you just look up and down that roster. You said Tristan Wirfs before we came back from break. Oh, no doubt they're going to pay him.
Yes.
Are they?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think they let him go. I think of all the
players. What if he has another year like he had last year playing left tackle? Now what? You just going to pay him because he's the best player on the roster?
Probably.
That's what loser franchises do.
We're a loser franchise.
I don't disagree with you. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying I think you would regret it.
Right. You look at all the guys that are going to need contracts next year. Mike Evans was the first to say, "Give me the new deal, overpay me, or I'm walking out the door." That's not going to happen. He's going to be leaving next year. Devin White, he already requested the trade in the offseason because they didn't want to give him an extension. He's going to be walking out the door next year.
I feel like they went down the rabbit hole in that deal and said, they will give us a bag of packing peanuts for you.
Right.
Because you are horribly inconsistent.
Right. Devin White he's a great tackler. He can pass rush from the second level, but he cannot cover anybody.
Which is dumb.
And so he wants money. He wants big-time tackler money, despite the fact that he can't do half of his job. And so, no, I'm not going to give you that big contract. I need to trade you. I need to get what I can out of you. Mike Evans, same thing. Levante David, as close as he is to our hearts, Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans, you're not getting anything out of him, but he'll be gone next year. I don't think we're going to lather up and pay him again. It was just one more time, I feel like, this past offseason. Antoine Winfield's coming up for a contract. I could see them paying him.
Josh D. Pins in our YouTube chat asked, is it more uncomfortable than Arizona? Well, I mean, other than that weird Johnny Rah-Rah chat that Jonathan Gannon tried to give where he started asking guys if they rode the bus there, which was really odd. They know, I mean, everybody in that building knows if you're a vet, you know. They've had, at the very least, conversations about me. James Conner, I have heard him from 3 different people in the last week. Don't be shocked if he's not on that roster within a handful of weeks of this season.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's necessarily uncomfortable because you have the coach, you have the GM that are going to be there at least for a handful of years. Tampa Bay, it could literally be like the sign-off of a sitcom. Hey, we're all going to go in opposite directions and probably never see each other again.
Right.
Awesome.
This could be, and scratch that, this should be the final episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And Tristan Wirfs is Will Smith. And he's standing in the living room looking at all the empty space where the furniture used to be and went, well, I guess I can always go down as the best left tackle to ever play for this organization because my days of winning are over.
Possibly. We haven't seen him play left tackle, so. This is a new one, and I'm not sure this makes any sense.
To be honest with you, he doesn't have much competition in that area. So
yeah, because Donovan Smith's probably the right call there.
Right. Because Paul Gruber, he was the right tackle, I think?
Yeah, I believe so.
So you already got that sewed up, and you haven't even played that well at the position yet, or at all at the position yet. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400, so the Kansas City Chiefs may not need Mike Evans. But according to Travis Kelce, they absolutely need Chris Jones. We'll give you an update on where that situation's at next.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic slow, 240 westbound between Shuns Cove Road and Montford Avenue. 240 eastbound slow between exit 2 and exit 3. 26 westbound slow between Hendersonville Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 26 eastbound is stop and go between I-40 and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Again, 26 eastbound slowing between Long Shoals Road and Airport Road. Future 26 eastbound stop and go between Broadway Street and 240. 40 westbound is slow near Porter's Cove Road. 40 westbound slowing between the Smoky Park Highway and Newfound Road. Near Avery Creek, Boulevard Road north and southbound near Long Shoals Road is slow. Near the North Carolina Arboretum, Boulevard Road southbound between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Clayton Road, delays. Sardis Road northbound crawling between Boulevard Road and Sand Hill Road. Sweeten Creek Road north and southbound approaching Mills Gap Road is slow. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Summer days getting shorter and business to-do lists getting longer? You need Indeed. Their all-in-one hiring solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in one place. Sponsor your first job and get hiring today by visiting Indeed.com/credit.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there. And around there. And even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
To some, this might sound like a typical family dog. But at Dog Chow, we know that for a veteran suffering from PTSD, this could be the sound of life-saving therapy.
Thanks, Betty.
That's why we've made it our mission to connect every military hero in need with a canine hero of their own. To learn about the simple ways you can help Dog Chow in our mission, visit dogchow.com/veterans.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt-Zach with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
We're back counting down to kickoff. Let's look at today's 3 keys to premium pre-gaming with Beast Unleashed, presented by Monster Brewing. Number 1, beat the heat.
Unleash the beast with bold, familiar flavors, 0 caffeine and 0 sugar.
Number 2, running the option.
There's 4 to choose from: White Haze, Peach Perfect, Scary Berries, and my personal favorite, Mean Green.
And number 3, at 6% ABV, Max Protect.
Always drink responsibly, and you must be 21 or over.
Beast Unleashed, available at your local retailer.
The Sportsocracy.
These guys are a f***ing disgrace.
It is ESPN Asheville, and you are in the Sportsocracy. Don't forget to get in on the Battle for the Belt with us. Links in the description of the YouTube video and also on the front page of the Sportsocracy.com. Play DFS fantasy football with us each and every week of the NFL season, and all for a great cause, Eblen Charities St. Nicholas Project. To me, it makes perfect sense that the Kansas City Chiefs, you need a wide receiver. Maybe you should maybe take a look at Mike Evans.
I think they have slightly more pressing
see what goes
issues.
Down that path. However, if you're going to spend money at all, you've got one place that you need to spend the money on, and that's with Chris Jones. Travis Kelce is now getting in on the pleading for Chris Jones to come back to the team. He was on the New Heights with Jason and Travis Kelce podcast and just made his best pitch possible. He said, Chris, can you please come back? You're really scaring me, man. I don't get it. You must know something that I don't, because I just don't get it. I really want to get another Super Bowl ring with you, brother. This is me bargaining. You just come back and play football for the Chiefs. Please, we need you. We need you bad, and I don't know what the situation is. And then he goes on to say that Chris Jones is the best defensive player in the NFL.
Disagree.
And he's deserving of all the money in the world. Says, Chris, I love you. Please come back now. How touching.
Isn't that cute? And that led me down a rabbit hole of which defensive player that is not with his team and they're a contender is more important to their Super Bowl aspirations. Chris Jones or Nick Bosa? Because to me, it's not particularly close.
Really? I'm going to say that it's Chris Jones. I feel pretty confident in that. I just feel like you have nothing else if you're the Kansas City Chiefs.
No,
it really scares me on that front.
No, you don't have anything on that front, but you have Pat Mahomes.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so I get into shootouts. Cool. I still have Pat Mahomes. I'm going to be just fine.
Right.
Now, am I going to have to score more points, and does it make me like everything Kansas City Chiefs better for fantasy? Yes. To me, it's Nick Bosa, and it's not even close.
Really?
Yes, you have Eric Armstead. Yes, you have
Javon Hargrave.
Mm-hmm. I really hate when guys with the same first name go to teams, because then I just trip them up in my head constantly.
With Javon
Hargrave, Javon Kinlaw.
Right.
Can you name me another defensive end on that team?
Drake Jackson.
And then?
Yeah, I got
there. You go.
I got nothing. Kerry Hyder.
Cleveland Farrell and Kerry Hyder. And you don't have Pat Mahomes. You have Whittle Brock Purdy, who packs his lunches. Mommy put his banana in his lunchbox, and he just really tries hard. Yeah. If I'm San Francisco, I need that really dog roster that everybody talks about. Well, part of that's Nick Bosa, because I don't know who's going to get home for you without him.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas City, I can force you to throw, because I got an offense that I don't give a damn how good your defense is. I'm going to score, and I'm going to score a lot.
Yeah.
So I can at least pin my ears back with the guys I have. I'm not saying any of them are good, but I can get to a point where I'm not overly worried about you running the ball.
Yeah, now that front for Kansas City terrifies me without him. Without Chris Jones, I'm not scared of George Karlaftis at all.
And I'm not necessarily saying you should be. I do find it funny how you just completely fell off that bandwagon.
I wasn't on that bandwagon. I told you during the draft process that I don't get it. But then he got drafted to Kansas City and you liked it. Well, I mean, of course I did, because I trust Kansas City. I don't trust myself. I don't trust me when I look at a prospect and go, yeah, I don't see what it is with him. Like Tyree Wilson this past year. That guy could probably come into this league. I mean, if he'd gone to a better team, maybe he would have gone to a team and been, Max Crosby or something. He's not. I don't feel like he's going to do that. But if he went somewhere that's got good coaching, maybe I can come around to that. That's the only thing that I liked about it, and the fact that he's not going to get major eyeballs because we're we're too worried about Chris Jones. Without Chris Jones, now I have no one to worry about. And I can just manhandle you. And I think that's in the offing. That's not in the offing for San Francisco. Even without Nick Bosa, we can still add pressure. We can still
I don't agree
get
with
home.
I don't agree with you.
Really?
I don't.
Okay.
Because you just have nobody on the outside I'm worried about. You got to understand, I watch a team 17 weeks a year that runs this exact same scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many defensive linemen the New York Jets have?
9.
11. And they're all dogs. I'm looking at San Francisco going, you have 2. Neither one of your 2 are as good as the one in the middle that we have. And they're not really all that close.
To Quinnen? Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
And then what?
And look, I love Drake Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
I do. But is Drake Jackson better than Jermaine Johnson right now?
No.
And this team is completely predicated on being able to get home that way because the secondary is not very good.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Bosa has you between a rock and a hard place. Chris Jones doesn't have you anywhere. I really firmly believe that Kansas City is trying to prove the point of, no. You don't get it, my friend. They're 9-5. You don't understand. As long as we have old Kermit T. Frog and we have Travis Kelce, we're going to be just fine. And the rest of you are ancillary pieces. We proved that with Tyreek Hill. We proved it with Juju Smith-Schuster. Nobody's above the team because, hey, we draft real well. And so if it's not you, it'll be somebody else. And will they only be 70% of you? Sure. That's entirely possible.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what we'll still be? Super Bowl contenders. If the San Francisco 49ers cannot get home on quarterbacks, good luck. You start getting in shootouts with old P-Slinger, Brock Purdy, let's go. Let's see how that works when you get into shootouts with Geno Smith and DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett and Jackson Smith and Jigba. And you got the comb-over P-Slinger, Brock Purdy. Let's go.
Both of these guys are cornerstones for their teams' Super Bowl aspirations. Maybe you're right. Maybe there is because of Kermit.
Let me go. I'll go a step further. I tell you that I have gone back to the future, and I can see into my little crystal ball, and one of these two teams wins the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
But neither one of these guys plays a down the entire year.
It's Kansas City.
Bet your house level? Because that's where I'm at.
Between the two of them?
Yes. You tell me there's no Bosa, there's no Chris Jones, and one of these two teams win the Super Bowl?
Yeah, it's got to be Kansas City.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at.
Okay.
Which is why, to me, the more important of the two is Nick Bosa. And if you're San Francisco, do it right now. Don't think about it for another second.
I don't think either of them should think about it for another second.
Get your boombox, go full John Cusack in your trench coat, and stand outside his window blaring whatever song it was on that boombox.
I'm bringing a $30 million deal to them.
I've never seen that stupid movie, so it's Take Your Breath Away in my head, but I don't know what it was. What song plays on the boombox?
Oh, my wife would kill me right now. That's like one of her
Oh,
favorite
you don't know,
movies.
do you?
No. In Your Eyes. That's the one.
I don't even know what that song is.
In Your Eyes. I think that was like Genesis or something. I don't know who sang that song.
Oh, they played a Phil Collins song? Phil Collins was in Genesis, right?
Yeah.
I always confuse Phil Collins and Sting because they look a lot alike, and I can't really differentiate their one's crappy music from the other. I know one of them does like tantric things and yoga, and the other one's a jerk. I don't really know anything beyond, and I don't know which one of those is which.
All I know is that used to be somebody's ringtone on their phone here in the office for their significant other, and I went, yeah, I don't like that. Don't do that.
We have our first one of these of the day. I don't.
Do it. Hit it.
I'm your huckleberry.
There you go.
Don't turn the buttons down. It's hard enough for me to remember to turn it off on my side. It's from Mark Bradley. Said, hey, guys, may have missed it, but are we getting the Chief next week? Yes, we are. Next week, we'll officially start Beat the Chief. Oh, Me defending.
The one thing he did win last year.
I came a lot closer to winning that belt than you did.
That's true.
Dude, by a lot. You were officially eliminated about week 5.
He'll stop that.
I was still alive in the last week. I just needed Michael Meadows to play me or do something real stupid for me to take it away from him. But yes, we will have Beat the Chief with Asheville Plays Chief David Zach next week. We got to figure out how that's going to work when we move time slot.
Absolutely.
Because, he's a busy man.
Mm-hmm.
He's fighting crime and doing all the...
I don't feel like we should have much of a problem. Get him to... We should get somebody to sponsor it. Have food in the studio and then just say, hey, Chief,
we have somebody that
come.
sponsors it. His wife.
You need to come. No, but I'm saying, like, if somebody, a food source brings food in, then we could lunch with the Chief.
I've never really thought about it until you just said it. Now that we're switching, we really should tie this into like lunch places.
Absolutely.
If you own a lunch place and you would be interested in that, Jeremy at sportsocracy.com.
There used to be a thing. Not saying that we're anywhere on this level, but in the heyday of political talk radio, there used to be groups that would gather in restaurants around the country just to have lunch and listen to the Rush Limbaugh show. That's something that I would like to see us get into. I'd like to have listen parties during lunchtime of the Sportsocracy.
Well, I mean, that's coming because we're going to be listening. People are going to be listening during lunchtime.
You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
High pressure dominates our weather here for the holiday weekend. Lots of sunshine, a little warmer Saturday, heating up even more for Sunday and Labor Day. Fair to partly cloudy skies here tonight. Patchy fog late, mid-50s. Patchy morning fog for us on Saturday. Otherwise, mix of clouds and sun. Afternoon highs in the low to mid-80s. Mix of clouds and sunshine for Sunday. Afternoon highs in the middle to upper 80s. And for Labor Day, sunshine. Highs approaching 90. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone at the Weather Channel.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic slow, 240 westbound between Chuns Cove Road and Montford Avenue. 240 eastbound slow between exit 2 and exit 3. Future 26 eastbound very busy between Broadway Street and 240. 26 eastbound slowing between I-40 and the French Broad River. 26 eastbound then stop and go between Long Shoals Road and Airport Road. 26 westbound crawling between Hendersonville Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 40 westbound is slow between the 26-240 split and Newfound Road. In Inca Village, Sardis Road northbound stop and go between Bavard Road and Sand Hill Road. Near Avery Creek, Bavard Road north and southbound near Long Shoals Road is slow. In the Fletcher area, Hendersonville Road northbound approaching Howard Gap Road is slow. Hendersonville Road southbound slow between Biltmore Forest and Overlook Road. Sweeten Creek Road north and southbound approaching Mills Gap Road is slow. North Asheville, Merriman Avenue northbound at Edgewood Road delays. Canton, US 23 southbound at Newfound Road is slow. I'm Lynn Benfield with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Valero. Start saving on the road with Valero's 100 Days of Summer. Get fuel-saving snacks, swag, and more every day all summer long. Only with Valero Pay Plus. Download the app and start saving right now. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Cut. Let's try something fresh like the new scratch-offs.
I got it. Tuesday. It's not Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's Tuesday.
Cut.
It's not Monday,
Aren't you a little old to be in a boy band?
There's nothing old about getting new tickets.
Well, you're right. Maybe we stick with the original track.
New tickets every first Tuesday of the month from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Must be 18 to play. Problem Gambling Helpline, 877-718-5543.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there. And around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Our communities are filled with wonderful people who make living here great. At Home Trust Bank, we're proud of that. And that's why we focus on helping homeowners prepare for what's next. Our local mortgage bankers have the experience you need and exceptional personal service you'll appreciate. Home Trust Bank is ready to help make a house your home when it's time to buy. Visit your local Home Trust branch or go to htb.com/mortgage.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at roguecombatclub.com.
At Ingles, we're proud to sponsor area athletics at all levels. Whether we're building new fields for T-ball, celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park. We're here for the fans. No one gets the dedication to the home team like you guys. And we've got all the sports you can handle. It's all in the bag. Ingles. Low prices. Love the savings.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy. Time to get weird, and how weird would you feel, Jeremy, if you came home this afternoon after the show and you showed up at your apartment and all your stuff was gone?
So I would be about to do crimes.
You would be, right?
And somebody in this great city would have FAFO'd, and the foe would be much closer to happening.
Well, this happened down in Dallas, Texas, in the neighborhood of Deep Ellum in Dallas. This guy lives in an apartment with his 9-year-old daughter. It's just him and the daughter. He got home from work, and he realized when they went in the door or came home from work, the door was open, and he went in and everything was gone. Everything cleared out of the apartment, everything down to the shower curtain. So he immediately thought, we've been robbed. They just cleared us out. Well, it turns out that all of his stuff was right around the corner in the dumpster. He couldn't figure out why. He went to the leasing office, and they went, oh, no. We cleared out the wrong apartment. They were looking to evict somebody, I guess, maybe across the hallway or possibly in another building. The story doesn't go on to say, but they emptied out the wrong apartment. This guy says he was absolutely cleaned out. They took all the groceries out of the refrigerator. They took every mattress, every stitch of clothing, TVs, everything, threw it in the dumpster early in the morning. And obviously, he's a little miffed because they didn't get most of the stuff back. He says he's out tens of thousands of dollars. And what did he get in the end? You would think that they would realize their mistake and, we'll replace anything that's gone, right? That would be the responsible thing to do. That'd be the good business angle to take here. Of we screwed up, we'll replace whatever was damaged, whatever got stolen, whatever. And they originally agreed to that. But then things took a turn after a couple of days when they found a loophole. And now they're not going to they are not going to give him a thing back because they say that the original lease was taken out by his ex-girlfriend, who has now moved out, leaving him and his 9-year-old daughter by themselves. She moved out of state, and that means you weren't supposed to be living here in the first place. That, you want to talk about bad beats? Because legally, apparently, in the state of Texas, he has no recourse now.
That's almost as bad a beat as anybody that took the under on Elon Wake Forest last night.
Just do better. I mean, for a single dad, you're going to do him like this. Ugh.
My story comes from New York City. It's Labor Day weekend. What do people do on Labor Day weekend? Have a little barbecue, maybe a little gathering at your house. New York City Mayor Eric Adams, he is trying to combat crime. And you would think, does that mean we have more police? No. Are we going to maybe enforce stricter sentences on crimes and things like that? No. This holiday weekend, he will be launching more surveillance drones to respond to noise ordinance issues and things of the like. That part doesn't. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people that bothers because you were originally told that unmanned drones would be for, I don't know, like terrorism. And now we're doing it because Billy Bob got too many beers in him and jumped into his kiddie pool. All right. That wasn't what I was sold on, but we'll get past that. The thing that worries me, this drone can hear you. And it records every word that you say within 500 feet.
That's a hell of a microphone.
That is terrifying. I don't know how it does it. It doesn't say it in the AP story that tells this. And the AP story was oddly positive about this and how this was a great way to combat crime. Meanwhile, Jeremy's going, I don't believe in birds, and you don't understand why this would bother me. Okay. I don't think you understand your readers, but whatever. This is a horrible precedence to set.
Absolutely.
Oh, we're going to send a drone out to spy on your party. I'm going to end up on a watch list.
You're already on one.
Oh, yeah. 100%. Amy and I, every single night, we sit out on the patio, and if you've listened to me for even 10 seconds, you know that I speak very loudly. And so I'm sure there's somebody that lives in the neighborhood that's like, that mullet dude is crazy. Like, completely just out of his mind, bat poo crazy.
Yeah. The only thing that saves you is I don't know that that's in the budget for the Woodfin police, so I don't know that they'd have a drone following you around.
I love those guys.
City of Asheville, though. They got money.
Hey,
and apparently they have drones. I saw on Wax the other day, some dude is convinced that he was being followed around by an APD drone. He was like, he apparently went in what I feel like is a drug-induced haze in downtown Asheville, where he ran away from a drone for 17 blocks, according to his story.
Yeah. I can cut through that story in no less than 3 ways. One, you didn't run 17 blocks. I promise you. You didn't do it. You can tell me you did it all you want to, especially like a full sprint, because that's a lot further than you think. 2, the government drone doesn't really care what you're doing, especially not in Asheville. We're pretty well connected with these guys. They don't care what you're doing. I mean, unless you're doing nefarious things, which you very conveniently left out of the story.
You never know.
Speaking of which, I have to tell this story.
Okay.
Because it made me laugh a lot. And it happened after the show yesterday. So we went on the almond milk rant.
Yes.
So I get home. I don't do a lot of Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I'll post something funny. And I'm almost like a really hack comedian that I'll just say one joke and then jingle out. So I'll post a meme or something, and then I don't look at it again. I got home last night, and a girl that I went to high school with had tagged me in this thing that said I think she'd been at the doctor or something. She got in her car, turned the radio up, and the first thing she heard was, "There's no boob on an almond, which means I don't want it." Recognized my voice, had no clue this is what I did for a living. Recognized my voice and went, I got to listen to this now. Listened for a while and went, you have not changed in 20 years. You still talk the same, you sound the same, and you are absolutely as out of your mind as you ever were. I showed that to my wife and I went, I told you.
Yeah.
See, that's photographic proof. I have always been out of my mind. So, Savannah, thank you for listening.
Absolutely.
You know, it's
always glad to have fresh ears, and I always love it when we get told that women are listening.
I always enjoy it when people that actually know me listen, because it still dumbfounds me how many people that I'm actually friends with. So what are you doing now? Same thing I've been doing. Same chair. They hadn't even given me a new chair. They did give me a new email address today, which
awesome.
That's cool. That's awesome.
He's officially part of the cult now.
100%. I drank the Kool-Aid. It was weird. It was a whole thing.
We've gone through the initiation. Yes, there were robes. Yes, there were candles, and we can't speak about the rest.
It was the brobe.
It was just so excited. So excited to have football back. Got Jeremy, we are just bangers all day long.
Today?
Yeah.
I've been pumping up bangers all day long. I am legit hoarse from how many times I have screamed today.
And
and
hopefully we're all better for it. Hopefully you're all better for it. Take his advice and maybe make some money. The start of the season's been very, very good to him. We got more bangers coming up at the end of this hour.
Well, between yesterday was really good. Thank you, UConn. Thank you, Utah. Last weekend was awesome, all because of the Golden Domers. And this weekend's going to be great because of there's a button over there I feel like you could hit.
I don't know where you're going with this.
It's on my shirt. It's going to make for just a great weekend.
Oh, my God.
There it is. Breathe it in. We all want to be a part of something.
Yeah.
And this is a cause that you can get behind.
We do. We all want to be a part of something. So everybody, do me a favor, okay? We need to swing the fates against Jeremy Green. He got one title. He got an NBA title for his
and it was good.
Denver Nuggets.
And it was good. Now I
I
need two more.
want everyone within the sound of my voice to show up at the Village Porch, 51 North Merriman Avenue on Sunday night. Hang out with us for the LSU Florida State game. And let's go Tigers. Because I can't do this all year long with all three of these teams. I need FSU to pick up this early season loss, knock yourselves out of the conversation for the college football playoff and all of that early, and then let's move on.
Or I could come at this from a different angle. You have to spend every day with me. And am I not in a much better mood now that the Nuggets have won a title, Florida State's really good, Jets should be good? Am I not a more amenable person now?
Not really. Now you're,
egotistical?
Yeah.
Hey, guess what?
Yeah,
I was
I don't
egotistical
like it.
before. I was egotistical before we were good.
Yeah, but see, you could be egotistical before and I could just ignore it. Now I can't ignore it because there's actually some basis to what you're talking about. And I don't want that. You can get excited about a couple of Florida State games every year. That's great. But I don't think I can live through the entire season of relevance for your Florida State Seminoles and the New York Jets at one time.
I think I do need one of those heart blowout things that they gave you. Could we just go in here and reset, maybe a little Control-Alt-Delete? Yeah. What I thought they should do to Mitch McConnell, just end task. Got too many things running in that brain. And just
let's reboot. Let's not end task. You have to
end
going a little far.
Well, you have to end the task that's corrupt.
Well, we've been trying to end that kind of corruption for years, and it's never happened.
Yeah, stop voting for people that are 114 years old and stop. Do you have some happy music over there?
I do have some happy music.
I'm not 100% sure who I should be. I think it's Jekyll that we should be giving the thank you to here.
Okay. I can't find it. Just give me a happiness.
Come on now.
Here, let's celebrate. How about It's the Weekend?
It's the freaking weekend, baby. I'm about to have me some fun.
There you go. We've officially hit 4,000 subscribers, folks. Bring it in.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. It's a ship to nowhere. We're all riding it together. So it's just a rocket ship that it's got its cruising altitude. And I think Jekyll just corralled all the people that he works with and went, hey, hit this button. And that's totally fine.
You do
that with everyone you know.
That. Everybody get your families together this weekend. Maybe this is the last chance. Like your neighborhood pool's going to close this weekend and everybody's off on Monday. You're having a cookout over at the pool and everybody's going to be there in the family. Take all of their cell phones out. You go on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. That's all we ask.
While you're doing that, maybe do it with TikTok, because I can say wordy nerds on TikTok, which I have a bunch of times. A bunch of times today.
Find Grandma Jean. She's got an email address. I know she does because it's the only way she can keep in touch with the third cousin in the family these days. Use her email address, set her up a YouTube account, subscribe to the channel.
Almost made Tank spit coffee all over the ESPN Asheville sign earlier because he walked in on me recording bangers.
I walked on the wrong one, and it was one of those things where my brain went, no, he's not going to say yes, okay.
Oh, he did.
Went full
he
on.
did say that. Yeah, and then he actually did say that.
And then as soon as it was over, I looked at him and I said, That's going on TikTok, right?
Yes.
Because we're not playing that on the radio show.
That would have been a slew of beeps. It really would have just been one long beep. Nobody would have known what I actually said.
Follow us on the TikTok at the Sportsocracy. Did they start with ads on TikTok?
Yes.
Okay. All right. At the Sportsocracy on all of
I
the
just
social
learned
medias.
today that I also have my own personal TikTok, which I didn't know that.
One of your favorite segments of a Football Friday, the Road Dogs, coming up next.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic slow, 240 westbound between Chuns Cove Road and Montford Avenue. 240 eastbound delays between Amboy Road and Exit 3. 26 westbound is crawling between Fanning Bridge Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 26 eastbound stop and go between I-40 and the French Broad River. 26 eastbound again slowing between Long Shoals Road and Airport Road. 40 westbound delays between the 26-240 split Malfunction Junction and Newfound Road. On Sardis Road northbound, traffic is stop and go between Brevard Road and Sand Hill Road. Brevard Road southbound between the Blue Ridge
This
Parkway
report
and
is sponsored
Clayton Road
by
is slow.
Valero.
The fresh scent of Irish Spring and those sensational Irish Spring suds are just the reset you need to own the day. Irish Spring. When the spring hits you, you're ready. Pick up Irish Spring at your local retailer today.
Don't miss Zero Res Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning's incredible fall sale. Call now and mention ESPN Asheville to get 3 rooms cleaned for $129 or schedule online at ZeroResAsheville.com. That's ZeroResAsheville.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
It's Macy's Labor Day sale with end of summer specials, like 30 to 40% off Levi's for him and for her, 70% off fine jewelry clearance, and 60% off luggage from Samsonite, Delsey, Travel Pro, and more. Or get an extra 20% off with your coupon or Macy's card. Star Rewards members can earn even faster during Star Money bonus days at Macy's. Availability and duration vary by store location. Details at Macy's.com/starmoney. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WBNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WBNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WBNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zach with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
Are you Beer City's best fantasy football player? Your chance to prove it is back. The Sportsocracy's Battle for the Belt is back for year 2 with 2 ways to win. Our standard contest and the new Eliminator Challenge for the most hardcore of football fans. Play fantasy football with us every week of the NFL season and compete for a cause with proceeds benefiting Eblen Charities St. Project. Register today at thesportsocracy.com and take your shot at the title of Beer City's fantasy football champion.
Coffee's for closers only. Get them the money. Then when you get the money, you get the power. That watch costs more than your car. Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
Usually this segment is reserved for my favorite kind of dog, but there was another of my favorites that fit just nicely enough in this that I had to sneak it in here somewhere. The UT San Antonio Roadrunners are a 2-point favorite on the road against Houston. You know how I feel about Dana Holgorsen. The only thing weaker than his coaching style is his hairline. And UTSA is still pretty good, and they're going to go into Houston and absolutely smoke the Cougars. Now, for what we usually do here.
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody.
I love a dog, but I really love a road dog. Nevada's a 38-point dog at USC. I don't know that USC could stop me, Tank, and 9 people that work in the janitorial service that clean this studio from scoring enough points to cover 38. I get that Nevada is terrible. I get that USC is really good offensively. That defense is awful. Give me Nevada plus 38. UMass, they burned me last week, but I learned my lesson. They're a 35-point dog this week in Auburn. But Hugh Freeze is coming to Auburn. Yeah, he doesn't have any players. So unless Hugh has some mystery little bag of tricks, I don't think they can score 35 points, period, let alone win by 35. And UMass did just enough to make me think this may stay close longer than you want it to. And finally, Boise State's a 14.5-point dog at Washington. I really like Washington. Boise State is that little burr in your bonnet that you just cannot get rid of, and nobody ever blows them out. I saw this number. As soon as the hook happened, that's where I pounced, because it could be 14. This could never be in doubt. It could be a backdoor cover, but I really struggle to believe that Boise State is going to get blown out by anybody, especially with the new clock rules that seem to really be speeding up the game and making it easier for dogs to cover. Take all these bets to bettus.com. Use our promo code Sportsocracy to get a 125% deposit bonus. That's just free bets for all the bangers we throw out here all year long. BetUs.com. Use our promo code Sportsocracy.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
High pressure dominates our weather here for the holiday weekend. Lots of sunshine, a little warmer Saturday, heating up even more for Sunday and Labor Day. Fair to partly cloudy skies here tonight. Patchy fog late, mid-50s. Patchy morning fog for us on Saturday. Otherwise, mix of clouds and sun. Afternoon highs in the low to mid-80s. Mix of clouds and sunshine for Sunday. Afternoon highs in the middle to upper 80s. And for Labor Day, sunshine. Highs approaching 90. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone at the Weather Channel.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic slow, 240 westbound between Chuns Cove Road and Montford Avenue. 240 eastbound delays between Amboy Road and Exit 3. 26 westbound is crawling between Fanning Bridge Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 26 eastbound stop and go between I-40 and the French Broad River. 26 eastbound again slowing between Long Shoals Road and Airport Road. 40 westbound delays between the 26-240 split Malfunction Junction and Newfound Road. On Sardis Road northbound, traffic is stop and go between Brevard Road and Sand Hill Road. Brevard Road southbound between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Clayton Road is slow. Again, Brevard Road north and southbound and Avery Creek approaching Long Shoals Road is slow. In the Fletcher area, Hendersonville Road northbound approaching Howard Gap Road is slow. Hendersonville Road southbound slow between Biltmore Forest and Overlook Road. Sweeten Creek Road north and southbound approaching Mills Gap Road is slow. And Merriman Avenue northbound at Edgewood Road delays. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Summer is winding down, but business needs keep ramping up? Check out Indeed, the all-in-one hiring solution that helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles lets you choose from your fave 4, including a sausage or egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, or medium hot coffee. Limited time only during breakfast hours. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Another change on the way for the college sports landscape. The ACC is inviting Stanford, Cal, and SMU. The expansion will bring the league to 18 members, with 17 playing football full-time in the conference. The additions in all sports starting in the 2024-2025 school year. ESPN radio host Chris Canty.
For the ACC as a whole, this is a good step. You're talking about 18 schools and 17 of them being full-time football participants. The only one that's not is Notre Dame, but they play a healthy slate of ACC games.
Chris Cantione-Greeny, next year the Big Ten will have 18 schools, 16 each in the Big 12 and SEC. The Pac-12 will have 2. Major League Baseball will keep its pitch clock rules during the postseason. The clock has been a success this regular season, reducing the average game time by nearly 25 minutes. Cubs won the opener of their doubleheader with the Reds 6-2. Chicago's 2.5 back of NL Central leading Milwaukee holds the second NL wildcard spot. Cincinnati 2 out of the third NL wildcard spot. U.S. Open on ESPN. Francis Tiafoe leads Adrian Manarino 2-1.
Summer Bonanza means more business in the fall months. Hire right with Indeed. Their integrated solution lets you schedule and conduct video interviews all in one place. Finding your next great hire has never been this easy. Get hiring at Indeed.com/credit.
Now your chance at $1,000 and a trip to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Text the nationwide keyword FESTIVAL to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's FESTIVAL to 200-200.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Green, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingalls Supermarkets.
It's ESPN Asheville. This is the Sportsocracy, and we are live in the Ingalls studio, as always, on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Sportsocracy heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app, and we are seen live on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel so you can join us in the chat. It's a
Football Friday.
Yes, it is the first real Football Friday of the season, and we had the mini one last week, but now we've got the full slate of college games this weekend. Jeremy's got all the bangers for you. That's 2 down now, 1 to go at the end of the hour, and it's everybody's favorite as he breaks out the underdogs.
Oh, yeah, and I'm not going to lie. I think I might have blown a blood vessel in my head. Oh, it's so good. This is such a good week. Like, if you've never wagered before, take our promo code, go to Bet Us, Sportsocracy. Throw in a bill, 50 burger, whatever you got. They'll give you a 125% deposit match. Just take these picks, take these winners, these bangers that I'm giving you. Just make it a profitable weekend.
How many of those bangers are you actually wanting to watch this weekend, though? That is the major question. And that is the subject of our daily draft. The top of the third hour of the program every Friday. Where are we going to go this weekend around the college football world? Jeremy's got the first pick, and we all know what game he's going with.
It just hits different. It just hits different when you're good. And I know we're good.
Mm-hmm.
This might be the biggest receiving corps I've ever seen. With Johnny Wilson at 6'7", Keon Coleman at 6'4", Dylan Morlock, who's 6'8", Jaheim Bell that came from South Carolina. I think that's going to be a legit problem for LSU. Look, I know they're good. Harold Perkins he might be the best defensive player in America.
Could be.
But I still look at LSU and go, it's Jaden Daniels. And, yeah, there was some good. And, I believe completely in LSU.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at that schedule. Everybody's talked about this like, well, Florida State can withstand the loss and still be nationally relevant. I'm looking at LSU going, I don't know that you're going to be a dog in another game all year. I mean, everybody thinks because they play in the SEC that, it's got to be so daunting. You go Grambling, Mississippi State, Arkansas, Ole Miss, Missouri, Auburn, Army, Alabama, that Florida team that we saw last night, that just delivered one great big 2-hour and 47-minute grumper, Georgia State and Texas A&M. Where's the loss in that? Oh, you got to go to Alabama. You mean that school starting something called a Jalen Milroe?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not overly worried about that.
You should be.
I don't know that you should.
No, you should be. Alabama's not going to – they're not falling off the world.
I didn't say they're going to fall off the world. I'm saying I think LSU, and I told you this when we did the preseason rankings. I said Florida State and LSU are both top 5 teams to me.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing there has changed. Nothing there will change. I don't think. Even if one of them got blown out, I'm not sure I walk away from that and go, man, you're not good. If one of these teams blew the other one out, it would immediately make me go, oh, good Lord, you don't want to play them. Let's say LSU beats Florida State by 3 touchdowns.
Right.
They're not to be messed with.
Well, they probably won't lose a game all year.
Agreed.
If they're able to do that, because Florida State is that good. They're both of these teams you said are inside your top 5. They're not that officially right now. Both these teams are inside the top 10, though, with LSU coming in preseason ranked number 5, Florida State ranked number 8. 7:30 is the kickoff on Sunday night, and you can watch the game with us at the Village Porch, 51 North Merriman Avenue, the official football home of the Sportsocracy.
It's a lot better than having to go to Orlando for that piddle of a stadium. Florida State plays in the stadium a lot. I know where all the bodies are buried. It's not – Orlando's the most overrated city in America, and I'm not sure it's all that close.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree with that?
I mean, I don't know. It's a stadium.
No. I'm talking about the city of Orlando.
Oh.
I mean, it's got Disney World. Awesome.
Disney World.
Woo.
It's the only thing there. This is the only thing worth talking about that's there. Theme parks. Yay.
I spent 36 hours in that city one time, and I swear to you, 14 minutes in, I went, get me out of here.
All right, number 1 pick. It was no doubter, not only with the Florida State connection, but that's the number 1 game of the week because it drops off a cliff after that. I don't
think it drops off a cliff.
As far as nationally relevant matchups, this is not. There's no other game this weekend that we're going to look back on at the end of the season and go, that game meant a lot, other than LSU Florida State. Because the next best game on the schedule is the North Carolina Tar Heels and the South Carolina Gamecocks at Bank of America Stadium. The Dukes Mayo Classic pits it's the battle of the Carolinas, the real Carolina against, the Gamecocks. It's Drake May against Spencer Rattler. I do not know what this North Carolina defense is going to look like. And as we talked with Jones Angel yesterday, yes, I was trying to be nice because I know that he can't speak ill of the team, right? He's employed. He's getting a paycheck from the school, so he's not going to be the guy to go, we're awful. And I felt like he did that. When I said this defense was a question mark at the end of last season, Jones went, no, we weren't a question mark. We were bad. Are you going to be bad again? There's a great path to that, but you're going to be able to score on every team that you face this year. Outside of Florida State, maybe. That'll be the toughest defensive matchup you have all year.
They don't play Florida State.
I mean, they will. When we meet them in the ACC championship game.
Well, there's no divisions in the ACC. You make it to the ACC championship game, something horribly wrong went.
Number 2, Dabo Swinney's good. He's done, right? You said that yesterday. He's overrated.
I've always said he was overrated. They will smoke you like a honey ham in Death Valley. I mean, and all the Clemson fans that are sending me hate, yeah, trust me, you're still the second best team in this conference, and I don't know that it's even close.
Yeah. To me, that's the second best game of the weekend, and it's not close.
I'm more intrigued where you're going with 2, with your second pick.
Well, there's a third best game of the weekend, and it's not close. And it's Duke and Clemson on Monday night. There's not another game that could be consequential there. You got a 9-win Duke team going up against a Clemson team that's heard a lot of talk. There's been a lot of chatter around that program of maybe we're not it anymore. After last year's debacle that was DJ Uiagalele's last season in Death Valley, and Dabo Swinney just couldn't make up his mind on a quarterback until, well, I mean, it was too late. You weren't relevant after the loss to South Carolina.
That's what worries me about Cade Klubnik. The thing I can't wrap my head around is if he is – because I hear people talking about him as a Heisman candidate.
Yes.
If he's this good, and I mean what I'm getting ready to say, and I mean it to the fiber of my soul. If he is good enough to be a Heisman candidate, Dabo Swinney is a moron. Because DJ Uiagalelei looked like he had won a fan contest for about 8 solid weeks.
Mm-hmm.
If Cade Klubnik was that good, DJ would have been sitting on the bench way earlier. And that's my problem. Look, I know I throw a lot of shade at Dabo. He's still top 3% in America coach. I don't think he's the top 1% that he's billed to me to be. But I can't imagine somebody that's that smart looked at this and went, nope, they're dead even. And you can say he defers to the upperclassmen. I don't care. If it's that discrepant and you didn't sit him down, I need you to explain to me why. And he refused to do it.
Mm-hmm.
How many weeks in a row did we talk about that?
6 at least.
Every single Monday. How is Cade Klubnik not better than this? And then finally, it was so abundantly obvious that you had to sit down DJ Uiagalelei, he finally did it.
Mm-hmm.
Then in the Orange Bowl, I saw pretty obviously why it had been so difficult, because I don't think there's that much of a difference. Now, with some experience, he's had a whole camp. I'm sure he'll be better. He was awful against Tennessee.
Yep.
And Mike Elko is one of the most underrated coaches in America.
The thing that scares me about Clemson is the lack of weapons for Cade Klubnik. They don't have that star receiver anymore. You remember when they went through that string of receivers? They just had at least one guy, one superstar every year. They haven't had that. Well, now you have Will Shipley in the backfield, but
Will Shipley's the one piece of this offense that I know exactly what it's going to be.
Yes.
The only problem is that I know for a fact Mike Elko knows that too, and he's going to sit back and go, he's not beating me. Now you got all these young freshman, sophomore receivers. There's one junior receiver on this entire team or higher.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of questions. And Riley Leonard is a dark horse first-round NFL draft prospect. Nobody talks about him because he plays at Duke.
Right.
He is real, real good. And if you sleepwalk into this, they could catch you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not going to lie. Your 2 picks went exactly where I thought they were going to go.
Right.
You didn't even take my 2.
Okay. Can't wait to hear this one.
It's Colorado TCU. This is circus.
Okay.
This will be unlike anything you have ever seen in college football. I am telling you right now, to me, the big noon kickoff tomorrow on Fox is appointment television. Because here's how I think this is going to go. We've heard all this hubris from Deion Sanders, and I'm telling you right now, lifelong Florida State guy, you're starting to read your press clippings. You're a great all-timer. You're taking shots at everybody.
Mm-hmm.
He just got into a fight with Danny Cannell.
For what?
On Twitter, because he said, I'm an HBCU guy. I'm not a Seminole. No, the whole reason you're here is because of Florida State. And the disrespect and this hubris, like I got it when you were primetime. Now you're a coach. You're a head coach at a Power 5 school. And you're making just a slew of enemies. And I can tell you, Sonny Dykes this is probably the worst matchup he could have gotten in week 1. Sonny Dykes is the son of a coach. He's been around this his entire life. And I guarantee you he's looking at Deion Sanders going, I'm going to embarrass you. And people forget, Max Duggan finished second in the Heisman Trophy voting last year.
Yep.
He lost his job to Chandler Morris. Chandler Morris was the starter for TCU week 1.
Mm-hmm.
He got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And Max Duggan went in behind him, and he got Wally pipped and just never got his job back. There's not a huge drop-off. And to me, seeing with all of the hype and all of the things that have happened with Colorado over this offseason, there's 2 ways this can go. And I want you to tell me if you think I'm wrong.
Okay.
Colorado's going to be better than we think. They keep it competitive for 2 quarters, 2.5 quarters. And then the cohesion and the fact that, I mean, TCU brought in a lot of transfers too. I mean, these are 5-star guys.
Oh, yeah.
Tommy Brockermeyer is a 5-star guy.
Mm-hmm. Trey Sanders, the running back from Alabama.
Hey, he's the backup.
Mm-hmm.
But you think about that. That's a high-level former number one running back in America that couldn't win the starting job here. That's how talented TCU is.
Mm-hmm.
Or from the opening kickoff, it is abundantly clear, just like last night was with Florida, you're not a Power 5 coach. You're a Power 5 recruiter. You're not a Power 5 coach.
Mm-hmm.
They have 84 new players on this roster. We've never seen anything even in the stratosphere of this. And to me, I can tell you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, 12:01 tomorrow afternoon, this mulleted keister is going to be planted on my couch, just locked in on TCU, Colorado. And I'll probably watch every second of this game.
Right.
With lovely DC streams, which you can also have. Watch every game every day. Just got to reach out to us, and we'll tell you how.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville. The Daily Draft continues up next.
This is your time-saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Driving slow, 240 eastbound between exit 2 and exit 4A due to an accident. 240 westbound slow between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 26 westbound slowing between Hendersonville Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 26 eastbound slowing between I-40 and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 40 westbound slow between the 26-240 split and Newfound Road. In Canton, US 23 southbound at Newfound Road, traffic is slow. Near Avery Creek, Boulevard Road southbound between Clayton Road and Long Shoals Road is slow. Sweeten Creek Road, north and southbound, approaching Mills Gap Road is slow. Hendersonville Road, northbound, approaching Howard Gap Road, delays. Hendersonville Road, northbound, approaching Long Shoals Road, slow. Hendersonville Road, southbound, between the Biltmore Forest and Overlook Road, slow. I'm Lyndon Field.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples has great prices on everything you need for back to school. Right now, a 24-pack of Crayola crayons and comp books are just 50 cents each, and select notebooks are just 35 cents each. In-store only. Offer ends 9/16. Limit 30. School on, save on at Staples.
Win your way to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival and $1,000.
Oh, man, that is great.
You'll be there.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas.
September 22nd and 23rd.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
The iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Gear up, music fans. Hyundai is back again this year as a proud partner of the 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Join them on the ultimate musical journey as the all-star lineup hits the stage like you've never seen before. Hyundai, it's your journey.
To start the season, spray away stress. Get rid of grime. Clear the nerves. Do away with dirt and doubt. And lose the germs. For less worry and more wins. When you get to a clean slate, the possibilities are endless. Clorox. Start clean. Always use products as directed.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there. And around there. And even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate. The best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zach with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at roguecombatclub.com.
Attention, it's time for the morning announcements. Make sure your parents are aware of the Ingalls Tools for Schools program and ask them to link their Ingalls Advantage card to our school. Remember, you have to do it each year. Now please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with
The Sportsocracy.
Why are you smiling? Because I love football.
Back in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, continuing the daily draft. Where are we going to go this weekend in the college football world? It all started off with, of course, LSU and Florida State. I guess I have to.
Oh, yeah.
They called for it in the chat, so.
Oh, it's so good.
And when I say they, the other Florida State guy called for it in the chat.
Hey, we are a force. Florida State fandom. Oh, and frankly, Village Porch Sunday night, I'm going to need some reinforcements because I'm pretty sure there's an LSU backer club that's
yes, let's go.
Going to be descending upon.
I wish I had some purple and gold to wear.
You would look like a couch. There's certain colors that you're not a vibrant color guy.
I'm not a purple and gold guy.
Yeah, you need more grays.
Grays.
Yeah,
blacks. That kind of thing.
Neutral colors.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got this, you got this skin condition where it looks like you haven't seen the sun since, I don't know. When did W. Bush go out of office?
I think I'd look good in purple and gold. Anyway, you're in the Sportsocracy. You could join us at the football home of the Sportsocracy, the Village Porch, 51 North Merriman Avenue on Sunday night, as that'll be our first day. We'll be hanging out there all day for fantasy drafts earlier in the day and then hanging out for the LSU-Florida State game, so join us for that. That was the number one pick in this week's Where Are We Going to Go draft. Then, to me, the next two were absolutely clear. It was Carolina at Bank of America Stadium, and then Duke and Clemson. And then, to me, it's about 2 miles of crap, and then Jeremy went with Colorado and TCU. I get that you're into the drama and you want to warm your hands by the dumpster fire that is going to be Deion Sanders in Colorado with 85 new players trying to, play on the same level as the team that, got killed in the national championship last year. But football-wise, I don't know that I'm all that interested in that.
Yeah, it's the drama for me. It's fine.
And then
I got another button in there. Yeah, you're not going to hear a lot of that on Saturday night because Penn State's they might be good at football. Drew Ayler, from everything I'm hearing, is the best quarterback Penn State's had in 25 years. I mean, we're going back to like Kerry Collins was the comp that I got.
Mm-hmm.
And West Virginia will be absolutely no competition for them. Penn State's a 20.5-point favorite, and I'm not going to lie, I considered picking against my own school. I didn't because I couldn't. Gave me the angina to even think about doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But I really want to see what Penn State is, and I'm so glad they're opening against a Power 5 school, even if it's not a good one.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at with my next selection. I can't add anything to that. Penn State and West Virginia, to me.
Oh, it's going to be a whole lot to – the question is, can Penn State score at the level I'm being told they can?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because, look, there are some smart college football people that are picking Penn State to win the national title. Which, to me,
crazy.
Is insane. But if they can score at that level, they come out and beat West Virginia 56-13 or something like that. Okay. I'm listening because now you have scored that.
Well, now you've piqued my interest because if that happens, then I think Nick Singleton might set some kind of record like LaDainian Tomlinson style if they're going to score that many points. So maybe I can get on the Nittany Lions game there. But my third selection is Ohio State and Indiana.
Ugh.
Only because I want to see what Ryan Day is going to do with this quarterback room. Kyle McCord is the starter. They've already announced it. But he's also said Devin Brown will play. And I think he's going to play more than just the beatdown games. I honestly could see a path where Ryan Day tries to play this game for a couple of weeks on switching back and forth.
Well, I mean, you know how long that's going to go, right?
Yeah. Until they play Notre Dame.
There you go. That'll last through Indiana, Youngstown State, and Western Kentucky, where I'm pretty sure I could be the one playing quarterback, and it would have no consequence.
Right. But will one of these guys, or which one of these guys, will prove their worth to the point where he goes, that's the guy that's going to get the start against Notre Dame. That's the guy that's going to get the nod for the rest of the season. Will it be Kyle McCord, or will it be Devin Brown? This is not going to be a competitive game. This is going to be watching the contender to see how good the quarterbacks can be. And then I'm going to go with Boise State and Washington after that. Because I'm not buying anything about Washington. I've seen dark horse mentions of Washington to be, a team that could threaten in the Pac-12, and some crazies believe that they might have a shot at making the college football playoff. I don't know that I buy that. And
I think they're very good.
And you've already called in the Only Bangers segment Boise State plus the 14.5. So at least I feel like that's going to be a competitive game to watch.
Think it will be competitive. I do. I think it will be competitive. I've got a lot of flack for that Washington's just going to run all over them. I don't trust Washington. I trust Kalen DeBoer.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Penix has a litany of injury issues over time, and this is one of those games that just screams to me. The hype on you is so high. Are you going to live up to that, or are you going to fall on your face? That was the one I was really hoping you were going to let fall in my lap.
Well, it didn't happen. Now you got to pick two from the grossness that's left.
Of the sweet piddle stain that is I'm going to take one that and it's really where you were.
Okay.
I'm going to go Coastal Carolina UCLA.
Okay.
The Pac-12 is awful. Genuinely horror awful.
Mm-hmm.
If Chip Kelly can score points at that level with no Dorian Thompson-Robinson, a lot of turnover on the squad, no Zach Carbonet, they're going to be more of a headache than people think. And Coastal Carolina is enough of a competitive matchup that I think I'll be able to glean some things from it. I'm not saying I'm going to dive all into UCLA, but if they come out and beat Coastal the way I think they're going to, it at least will perk my ears up.
Is Coastal still worth a damn, though?
Well, I mean, you've got a system in place, and that's a program that's got history. I know Jamie Chadwell's not there anymore.
Right.
But Tim Beck is still respected in the industry. And it's the Colin Cowherd theory. I could take over IBM, and for 18 months, nothing would look askew until all my decisions started taking hold.
Yeah.
And you would go, holy good Lord, what happened here?
It's the combination of losing the greatest coach in school history and the greatest quarterback in school history at the same time that makes me go, Chanticleers, that last few years, they were fun, but your time being relevant at all as a group of five school may be over. I just don't know if you can continue to get the best of the third-tier players, right? Second-tier players. Can you get a couple at the bottom of the second tier and still be competitive, still run your conference?
Maybe.
We just don't know.
And then my final one, I will go. It's the game I'm watching tonight.
Oh,
Louisville, Georgia Tech.
Damn it!
Two new coaches. I have a dedicated lean in this game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure Louisville is going to be as daunting as everybody thinks.
Well, I mean, I wanted to watch that game. That was going to be my final selection, if you couldn't tell, because there's nothing else relevant on it.
Yeah, I'm really waiting to see where you go from here.
Louisville and Georgia Tech was the baseline.
That's the one I'm running home to watch.
Yeah, it's because of the expectation for Louisville. That There's a chance that they could be relevant in the ACC this year, in the first year under Jeff Brom.
And see, I think it's going to take some time.
Well, I mean, it's not like he took over a good program on solid footing.
Well, they had some talent. They couldn't throw. And they ran a lot. And now he's going to come in and try to throw a lot.
Yes.
I think there are only 2 programs in high-level college football that threw more than Purdue did.
All right, final selection here, where we're going to go this weekend in college football. Oh, good Lord. I mean, there's dog baby after dog baby. Middle Tennessee State and Alabama.
Woo!
UT Martin and Georgie.
Woo!
Even look at Buffalo and Wisconsin and go, you can't even get me interested in that. If Lance Leipold were still there, maybe I'd be interested.
Not going to jump around?
No. I think I'm going to have to settle on just going for a good old time, a good old atmosphere with Rocky Top. I was looking for the song and I couldn't find it. I'm going to go Tennessee, Virginia. I'm not going to learn anything about Tennessee.
No, you're going to learn that Virginia is real,
terrible,
real bad.
Just real bad. But I want to see Joe Milton. You had that good game in the bowl game, obviously.
It's going to be loud. Do you know what the get-in price at Neyland Stadium this weekend is?
$47.
It's over $70. That's just to get in.
It's too much. It's way too
for
much.
Virginia, who's awful.
It's because it's a name.
Oh, no doubt.
It's a Power 5 school. This is better than the game that you're going to get next week when Nicholls State comes to town, or whoever the hell it is.
Austin Peay.
There you go. I was close.
Whoa.
Virginia,
I just pulled up Tennessee's schedule. So Austin Peay, you're right, it does go down a little bit. The cheapest get-in price for any SEC game other than Missouri. Oh, well, Missouri's in Missouri, so that one doesn't count.
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord. I mean, we're talking $250 just to get in. That's South Carolina, Texas A&M, at Alabama. Woo. That's pricey.
That is pricey. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. The most important message of the day is next.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
High pressure dominates our weather here for the holiday weekend. Lots of sunshine, a little warmer Saturday, heating up even more for Sunday and Labor Day. Fair to partly cloudy skies here tonight. Patchy fog late, mid-50s. Patchy morning fog for us on Saturday. Otherwise, mix of clouds and sun. Afternoon highs in the low to mid-80s. Mix of clouds and sunshine for Sunday. Afternoon highs in the middle to upper 80s. And for Labor Day, sunshine. Highs approaching 90. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone at the Weather Channel.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is slow, 240 eastbound between exit 2 and exit 3. 26 westbound, stop and go between Chimney Rock Road to approaching the Mountain Home area. 26 westbound again slow between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 26 eastbound slow between I-40 and the French Broad River. Again, 26 eastbound is slow between Long Shoals Road and Airport Road. Sardis Road northbound slow between Bavard Road and Sand Hill Road. Near Bent Creek, Bavard Road southbound slow between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Clayton Road. Again, Bavard Road southbound slow approaching Long Shoals Road in the Avery Creek area. Sweeten Creek Road north and southbound approaching Mills Gap Road is slow. Hendersonville Road southbound slow between Biltmore Forest and Overlook Road. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
The iHeartRadio All Access free preview is coming. Listen to any song on demand, unlimited skips, even download your faves and listen offline. Experience true freedom. The iHeartRadio All Access free preview starts Monday. Download the free iHeartRadio app now. Free never sounded so good.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job, So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WBNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WBNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WBNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
At Ingles, we're proud to sponsor area athletics at all levels. Whether we're building new fields for T-ball, celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park. We're here for the fans. No one gets the dedication to the home team like you guys. And we've got all the sports you can handle. Or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park. Low prices, love the savings.
Are you Beer City's best fantasy football player? Your chance to prove it is back. The Sportsocracy's Battle for the Belt is back for year 2 with 2 ways to win. Our standard contest and the new Eliminator Challenge for the most hardcore of football fans. Play fantasy football with us every week of the NFL season and compete for a cause with proceeds benefiting Eblen Charities St. Nicholas Project. Register today at thesportsocracy.com and take your shot at the title of Beer City's fantasy football champion.
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy on a Football Friday, and it's time for the most important message of the day.
Don't do crimes!
This is not crimes. Throw that out there at the beginning.
That's not how this works.
This is how we start. This is not crimes. However, I do feel like this is a practice that invites crimes, and probably not something that you should do to make a little extra scratch on the side. There's a story in the New York Post about a woman whose name is Monique Jeremiah. She's 36 years old, and she runs a company called Diversity Models. It's an agency that specializes in providing curvy, cultural, and mature-aged models for businesses. She found that her business took a bit of a nosedive after in the pandemic, right? We all got closed down, and things got weird for a lot of us. And she says that the idea was born out of the COVID era when she found herself single for the first time in a long time. She didn't want to get back into a relationship, but she was really sick and tired of sleeping by herself. So she started a new business, which is now apparently caught on, and it's the latest trend in side hustles. And it's called hotbedding.
That sounds horrific.
Hotbedding is where you rent out the other side of your bed to strangers. Yep.
I need so much more.
This has become
here.
Apparently a profitable practice for the quote unquote sexy singleton who quote unquote tucks in an extra $600 a month by renting out the unoccupied side of her bed. Now, there is a process here that apparently she goes through.
Whoa. All right. I'm not a math magician or anything. $600 a month.
$600 a month.
That's $20 a day.
Yep.
All right. Now, I am not somebody that has ever had to make relationships a transactional kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But $20 a night for, even if there's nothing physical that happens, I'm very lost at the pricing scale here.
It is confusing to me as well. It doesn't say whether or not all of her nights are booked up. It's just maybe a once a week thing for her. I don't know. I'm looking at this and like, this is bold. You're a 36-year-old. And yes, when it says sexy singleton, she falls into the category. They are not lying. This is a very attractive woman. What process do you go through to screen for this? Because this is like, you remember when we did the cuddle party story?
Oh, God, I still have nightmares about that.
Right, where people just come randomly into a room together and they just cuddle each other, and it's all platonic and nobody gets handsy, and it's all just, we're all just here for emotional and physical support, but not in a randy kind of way. It's basically the same thing. And I just feel like so, all right, if she's figured out a safe way to go through this and to, weed out all the weirdos, which I think you got to be a weirdo in the first place to sign up for something like this. But maybe she's found a safe way to do this, but I highly, highly suggest that no one else try this. This is terrifying. You're going to bring a stranger into your bed.
Well, see, and you're going a completely different way than I am. I'm thinking the guy that plays a lot of video games or is really big into Dungeons and Dragons.
Hey, you're pretty, and I got a new deck of Pokemon cards. Would you like to see them while we spoon?
Excuse me, ma'am. Is your bed available for the evening?
I just got a promotion at work. They let me answer the phone now. They used to make me hide in the closet, and I only got to come out at night when there weren't customers in the building. That's where my brain went.
Mm-hmm. She's apparently hot. She's raising her rates because
she should. She apparently needs a business manager because your pricing scale is stupid.
The new hot betting rate, $160 a week.
Oh, Frankie Cleary, I believe he wins comment of the day. You can go to downtown Asheville, lay next to a hobo for free. There you go. Make them laugh. Make them laugh. My story is from the lovely state of... Oh, it's houseless. Sorry, I forgot. My story is from the lovely state of South Carolina. A recent... I can't tell the story without laughing. A recent hire of the South Carolina Department of Corrections has lost her job and is now in legal jeopardy. Do you care to take a stab at what she did?
There's no telling.
Her name is Shaunti Lynette Brumfield. She's 44, of Sumter, South Carolina, which is a place I have spent more than one day.
Okay, meth. That's what you
No.
did. Oh, you said Sumter. I immediately went to meth.
At Sports Tank ESPN. Apparently, she got this job because she has friend, some kind, that is in the South Carolina Department of Corrections. Just so happens to be housed at the prison she was working at. So one day, she shows up with a cake. She comes to work just holding the cake. And you would surely think, hey, Shaunti showed up with a cake. Guess we're having cake for lunch today. Mm-hmm. Well, the problem is, lunch came and went, no cake appeared. And do you know why?
She ate it.
No. Because there was crimes in the cake. She had put a cell phone, a charger, and a bag of tobacco, wrapped it up in duct tape, and baked it into the cake. I don't think you're taking the journey with me. This is how you get crimes into a jail if you don't work at the jail. You like have a visit, go over having a birthday party for our friend who's incarcerated here. It doesn't work if you work here. You're not having one-on-ones with an inmate where you can go, can we have some spoons and some plates?
You don't know that.
Well, I feel like that would raise some alarm bells.
I was going to say, how many times have we heard stories about the jailer who has a tryst with one of the inmates?
I don't think you're doing that in visiting hours in front of everybody.
Maybe.
I feel like that happens in the dark of night when nobody's looking. But the thing I can't wrap my brain around, you're a guard at the jail. You have access to these people. You didn't have to bake it into a cake. You did this. This would be like robbing a bank. All right, so I'm going to rob a bank, and I'm a banker. I have the key to the vault, and I still showed up with a gun and tried to. They know who you are. Stupid criminals will make this segment a thing as long as we are both on radio. I read this and laughed for 10 solid minutes.
See, the thing
because I can't imagine. You show up with a cake. How did you explain what? How did you think people were going to respond when you showed up with a cake? Oh, whose birthday is it? Oh, is it Dave's birthday in accounting? No. Where'd the cake go? We have 8 people that work here. Somebody shows up with a cake, everybody in the building knows it immediately.
Yep.
Amanda Fox brought a cake not long ago, which, by the way, I ate a lot of.
It was tasty. I did have.
Didn't she bring that for Mark?
I had a tiny piece.
She brought that, I think, for Mark.
No, that was from the baby's birthday.
Oh, no. Oh, this is more recent. I don't know what you're talking about. This has been 2 or 3 months ago.
Oh.
I think she brought a cake for Mark. It sat in the fridge for like 4 days, and I went,
That cake.
Free cake.
No, I thought you were talking about the one that she brought in this past week from the baby's birthday.
Nope, didn't see that
cake was very tasty.
I didn't see that one. Apparently, you eat somebody else's cake, and you get cut off the cake list.
Pretty much.
Sweet.
Pretty much.
What does one have to do to get back on the cake list?
Jeremy really wants to be back on the cake list.
I do. I love cake.
Which is weird because you don't like sweet things.
No, but I see a cake, and especially if it's certain kinds. Like, you give me a good, rich chocolate cake. Oh, good gracious. My wife brought home Bellagio the other night. Oh, I don't know what that chocolate cake they do is, but it is phenomenal.
See, the part I couldn't get past in your story was the fact that she baked the cell phone in the cake. Does that not destroy the phone?
Wrapped in duct tape.
That protects it from the heat of the
oven?
Duct
tape is a special thing.
Interesting. Anyhow, this is the Sportsocracy, ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. We got the final set of bangers coming your way after the next break. I think we've gone through every game that's relevant this weekend in college football. The NFL news with Mike Evans giving the Buccaneers until week 1 to give him a new contract, or he says he's moving on in 2024. Chris Jones, they're pleading with him to sign with the Kansas City Chiefs, get the contract extension done, and be back on the field. We are less than a week away from the start of the NFL season, and we'll be hanging out starting our Sunday ritual
We're starting it a Sunday early.
Village Porch, 51 North Merriman Avenue. Come on out and join us this Sunday. We will be there all day long. We got fantasy drafts starting at 12 o'clock. We will do the winner of the Ultimate Fantasy Draft Contest, Justin Parton and his crew. We'll stream that on the YouTube so you can watch it. We will also be streaming the draft for the show league, the Sportsocracy House of Reprehensibles League, on YouTube after that, and then hanging out for LSU and Florida State Sunday night.
It's going to be a whole day.
It's going to be a great weekend of college football, and we hope that you all enjoy it and will join us here on Tuesday for the wrap-up of the weekend. We will not be here on Labor Day.
No, but we will be coming back Tuesday, and it's NFL time,
yes,
boys and girls. We got Thursday Night Football next week, full slate of NFL games. Next week is going to be bonkers, and I'm here for it.
Biggest news in college football today, though, the ACC expanding. And the NC State Wuss Pack is who we have to blame for that.
He's been waiting for 3 hours
I
to
am
get that
going to that's I'm never going to refer to you as anything else. NC State was the one that folded. The cowards from Moo U have now doomed the ACC.
I'm still stuck on NC State's turnover nefarious device. They have a turnover bone. Doesn't look like a bone. Doesn't look like a bone. You tried to make it look like a bone. Not what it is.
You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. Bangers are next.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Driving stop and go 26 westbound between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 26 eastbound stop and go between I-40 and Airport Road. 40 westbound, heavy delays between the 26-240 split and Georges Branch Road. 40 westbound near Newfound Road is slow. Sardis Road northbound slow between Brevard Road and Sand Hill Road. Hendersonville Road southbound slow between Biltmore Forest and Overlook Road. Sweeten Creek Road southbound slowing between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Mills Gap Road. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples has great prices on everything you need for back to school. Right now, a 24-pack of Crayola crayons and comp books are just 50 cents each, and select notebooks are just 35 cents each. In-store only. Offer ends 9/16, limit 30. School on, save on at Staples.
iHeartRadio Music Festival is coming back to T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, September 22nd and 23rd.
The most unforgettable weekend of music on the planet.
Buy tickets now at AXS.com.
Cut. Let's try something fresh, like the new scratch-offs.
I got it. Tuesday. It's not Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's Tuesday.
Cut.
It's not Monday,
Aren't you a little old to be in a boy band?
There's nothing old about getting new tickets.
Well, you're right. Maybe we stick with the original track.
New tickets every first Tuesday of the month from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Must be 18 to play. Problem Gambling Helpline, 877-718-5543.
This week in the Buncombe County Game of the Week, it's a great matchup between two next-door rivals. 2-0 North Buncombe host Madison. The Blackhawks will try to go to 3-0 on the season, while Madison is looking for their first win of the year. The Bojangles Countdown to Kickoff show starts at 6:30. On ESPN 1400, Tuscola takes a trip down the mountain to take on McDowell. Cowboy John Roden and the gang will have the Mountaineer Countdown to Kickoff show at 6:30. Sports Tank Friday gets us all started at 6. The best high school football coverage is on News Radio 570, WWNC, and ESPN Asheville.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zach with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
Tired of getting dinged by monthly fees on your checking account? You need Simple Checking from Home Trust Bank. With Simple Checking, you get all the essential checking services for free, including 100% online access and a free Visa debit card. It's everything you need from a checking account, but no hoops, no surprises, no monthly fees. Stop by today or call 800-627-1632. Simple Checking at Home Trust. Ready for what's next. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The best season of the year is here.
Tailgate season.
Monster Brewing presents this season's MVP,
The Beast Unleashed.
with 4 bold, familiar flavors.
With 0 caffeine and 0 sugar.
Beast Unleashed is your new pregame ritual.
With white haze, mean green, peach perfect, and scary berries, there's a flavor for every fan.
The Beast
Unleashed.
6% alcohol by volume. Unleashed responsibly. Must be 21 or over. Beast Unleashed available at your local retailer.
Coffee closes on.
Get them the money.
Then when you get the money, you get the power. That watch costs more than your car. Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
I've waited 8 months. 8 months to have full set of bangers so I can have teams you care about and a full slate of underdog. Speed of lightning, roar of thunder. Hawaii is a 3.5-point dog tonight at home against Stanford. Stanford shouldn't be a 3.5-point favorite against middle school teams. I'm barely sure they have a team that knows they have a game tonight. That's stupid, and they have to go to Hawaii to play this game. Give me Hawaii plus the 3.5. They went outright. Next, the Duke's Mayo Bowl. Nothing greater than a wonderful sandwich with Duke's mayonnaise and all the great things in between. Carolina, which one's the better of the two? Well, I think the Tar Heels are the better team, but the problem is they couldn't stop a nosebleed with a roll of paper towels, and Spencer Rattler actually looked pretty good towards the end of last year. So I'm taking the Gamecocks plus the 2.5 to win outright. Georgia Tech's a 7.5-point dog tonight against Louisville in the Mercedes-Benz Dome in Atlanta. I don't believe in Brian Braum at all. I understand they brought in a lot of talent. This is a talented squad. It's also a new squad. Brian Braum throws a lot, and this team didn't do that well at all last year. Doesn't run much either, which is what they did well. Give me Georgia Tech plus the 7.5. Don't know if they win, but they cover. Duke's a 13.5-point dog at home against Clemson. Duke's not winning this game, but Riley Leonard is good enough to keep this competitive and make it a one-score game late. So I'm taking the Blue Devils plus the 13.5. And finally, breathing in, baby! It's the year of Jeremy. It's the year of the mullet. I already got the Denver Nuggets. I'm getting the New York Jets, and I'm getting my Florida State Seminoles, and it starts against LSU. They're a 2.5-point dog, and that's stupid. No team in America returns more elite talent than Florida State, and you're going to see it on display. No Mason Smith for LSU. No running back. Florida State, we're going to dance all night long, baby. Let's go. Green on Green's brought to you by Ingles Markets. For more, find us on all the social medias at the Sportsocracy. And as always, love the savings with Ingles, love the winnings with me. Mullet out.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
High pressure dominates our weather here for the holiday weekend. Lots of sunshine, a little warmer Saturday, heating up even more for Sunday and Labor Day. Fair to partly cloudy skies here tonight. Patchy fog late, mid-50s. Patchy morning fog force on Saturday. Otherwise, mix of clouds and sun. Afternoon highs in the low to mid-80s. Mix of clouds and sunshine for Sunday. Afternoon highs in the middle to upper 80s. And for Labor Day, sunshine. Highs approaching 90. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone at the Weather Channel.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic slow, 240 westbound between Fanning Bridge Road and the Blue Ridge Park.